ES File Explorer was one of the most popular and versatile file management programs for Android phones. But after the scandal, it's now gone. It's gone from the Play Store, it's gone from the Galaxy Store, it's gone, and it's never coming back. The king is dead. Long live the king, baby. Hi, I'm Orman, aka the Hi Tech Nomad, and welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to make technology work for you, be sure to click the bell icon so you don't miss a video. So, ES File Explorer was a great program, but they were caught auto-clicking ads. What that basically means is that they were fooling advertisers into thinking that you were interested in their products when clearly you weren't. And since this was being done in the background, users had no idea it was happening. This little trick netted them hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, savvy computer people found the hidden code, and when they were caught, they confessed, and now the company is banned from the Google Play Store. There is, however, a silver lining, and that is I found a much better program with more features called Solid Explorer. Let's take a look. All right, so let's go ahead and open that up. Let's go back to this first page. This first page is really, really cool. As you can see, I've already activated the full version. And this is so simple and so subtle, and yet nobody else has done it to the best of my knowledge. It's very, very simple. And that is this sort of gas gauge here. So for every storage place that we have, we're going to see this little gas gauge. So let's go ahead and add. So right now it has just the internal memory. Let's go ahead and add my Google Drive to this. So I'm going to hit plus, and I'm going to say new cloud connection. And you can see it has all of these different connection types. So of course we have Google Drive, which is what we're going to do in a second, but it also has Dropbox, and it has OneDrive, and it has LAN SMB, which means it will connect to the network drives in my house. FTP, they have a nice little FTP to connect to an FTP, but then they also have a little nice FTP server so that if you want to go in, that's sort of old-fashioned given that we have all these cloud connections, but it's there anyways. If I say download more and we click on that, there's some other ones. I'm going to go ahead and click on Google Drive. I'm going to click on next. It's going to ask me how the display is going to use. I usually actually just put it right in. So I'm going to say Google Drive, and I'm going to say, because I actually have a couple of different Google accounts, so I want to be able to know exactly which one this is. It then says, okay, I'm going to try and log into that drive. It's asking if it can go to the contacts. It says which account. It actually happens to be this account here we're all set on. It says, go ahead, we're logged in. It says, this is what I'm going to do. This is the username. I say next. It says, are you all set there? I say finish. It's going to go ahead and make that connection for us. Bada boom, bada bing. Bob's your uncle. As you can see, we now have one on there. And as you can see, it's very easy for me to see exactly how much disk space I'm using. Let's actually add a network drive. That's actually fairly easy to do. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to say load a network connection. I already know where that connection is. I'm going to go ahead and say LAN SMB. As you can see, it actually sees all of my network computers and drives. I'm going to actually connect to this one. It says, okay, this is what we're going to do. I actually want to change that name, but I can change it later. I just want to show you how to connect it first. I'll say connected and done. Let's scroll down a little bit here. We have recent file. Let's click on photos, and it just goes ahead and finds whatever photos you already have on your device. So no problem there. Same thing with music, videos. Let's take a look at the dual mode. So now I've switched to my Chromebook, and again, all of the newer Chromebooks will allow you to add an Android app. So I now use this. I actually like this much better than the built-in file manager. And as you can see here, here's a full one where I have all of the cloud drives that I talked about earlier. and you see where it says horizontal dual pane mode. I'm going to go ahead and click that on. I'm going to come back here, and now as you can see, I actually have 2 panes, and I can set these 2 panes to whatever I want. So I can come that pane here, change that to this drive, change that to this drive, and now what that means is that I can easily move files from one pane to the other. So now I can just drag this over into the other pane, and it comes up, it says, do you want me to copy it or do you want me to move it? And I'm going to say copy. It says, okay, I'm going to do my thing, and it goes ahead and moves that over. That is huge because, as I said, I can have these 2 panes be any 2 things I want. So for example, I could make this second page my network drive, and I could say, okay, now I want to copy this to my network drive. And so now, boom, it's all set. It's now copied to my local computer, or vice versa. Or if I say, okay, I'm going to have this connect to have this other side be my Dropbox or my Google Drive or what have you, I now can very, very easily move files from one system to another. And that's, I think, is huge. They have another feature which I think is actually huge as well, and that is the ability to encrypt the file. So you can actually click on one of your files, right mouse button click, and go to encrypt, and then come up with a password specifically for this file. So I'm going to say A, B, C, D, E. I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to say A, B, C, D, E. And it says, do I want to remove the source file? So I'm going to say yes. And we'll say encrypt. And that's going to go ahead and encrypt that file. And I cannot now see that file or open that file without putting in the password. And I think it's actually really, really huge because there's a lot of services out there that charge you to be able to encrypt files. Let's right mouse button, click on a file, and see all the neat things we can do. We talked about encrypting a file, cut, copy, paste, those make sense. The share is actually really good because it shares it with almost any other program that you have that works with that format. So as you can see, I can immediately push this into KineMaster, or save it, or upload it, or send it to VNC. And that in itself is pretty huge. So I'll give you an example. So if I want to push this into KineMaster, it's going to go ahead, open KineMaster, and put this in. And again, that just saves me like 10 or 15 steps, because normally I would have to open KineMaster, start a new project, and then import the clip. And now this way, it's just going to go ahead and open KineMaster and put the clip right in, and I'm all set, and I can start my editings.
It works on your phone, your tablet, your Chromebook, even Samsung DeX. So with multiple cloud drive support, dual pane mode, file encryption, volume usage gauge, network drive support, animated thumbnails, and Google Cast support, Solid Explorer is just that. A solid replacement for ES File Manager and a smart addition for any Android user. And speaking of smart things, I want to thank our sponsors, GoSun, makers of smart plugs and bulbs. Be sure to check out their link below. Now, we've added a couple of new fun projects to our Patreon site, so you want to check that out. And by the way, a big shout out to Todd, our newest Patreon patron. Now, if you want to see more videos about other cool apps, you can check out these videos. And please hit the round subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, this is Orman Beckles, the Hi Tech Nomad, signing out.